All right, our next presenter is Jana Knapp, and the title of her Spark is Women with Swords or Blasters or Stakes. Jana is an avid fan of geekdom, good books, connecting with people. She works in digital marketing and dabbles in infrastructure and process development. She is also a Scotch lover. Welcome, Jana.
So I'm Jana Knapp, and I was a child of the 80s. Now, I am a strong and confident woman, but this girl was not that way. She was shy, terrified, and ridiculously awkward. So how does a shy and nerdy kid develop into a strong and confident woman? Well, I had some really great role models, and I first started looking for them in fairy tales. Now, the predominant female archetype in fairy tales is princesses, right? Yeah, okay. So, they're beautiful. They get rescued by a handsome prince. They get carried off. They fall madly in love. They live happily ever after, right? Yeah. It's a lie. So, standing around waiting for your prince to show up someday relegates you as a sideline player in the game of life. And that's not who I wanted to be. And on top of all of that, girls are mean. We're not out there treating each other like princesses every day. So if I wanted to survive the cannibalistic nature of junior high, I needed a different archetype. I needed a hero who looked like me, who felt like me, and could teach me how to take charge of my life. What I found were women with swords and blasters and stakes, right? So these are self-rescuing princesses. They fought bad guys, they survived high school, and they managed to do it with boobs and PMS. And the overarching themes in their stories can actually teach us a lot. So first and foremost, there's a bad guy. And they're all not always easy to spot, but there are always people out there willing to do the wrong thing. And because there are bad guys, somebody needs rescuing. Now, whether that be the universe or an individual, our heroine has been set up to save the day. And in order to do that, she's going to have to face some peril. And usually the kind that will get you killed. Women with swords are vulnerable to being hurt. And not just physically, emotionally. Sometimes it's about loneliness. Sometimes it's about being the only one who believes you are right and being the only one who does something about it. And sometimes these stories don't have a happy ending. Okay, so how do we take those themes and apply them to our everyday life, right? Well, whether it's discovering who Darth Vader is or the fact that you have a micromanaging boss, we learn to identify who the bad guy is. Sometimes people really are out to get you. So what do? Take action. Be the one to solve the problem, whether by sword or by spreadsheet. Be the one who solves it. But be certain you're fighting the right battle, and the battle that you're fighting is worth the risk. Because life is dangerous. Everything includes peril, even if it's just the fact that your friends are posting bad photos of you to Facebook. Assess the risk and make a decision, because you may have to go it alone. Doing things that scare you on your own helps you develop independence and self-reliance, and those things, they define who you are. So that's a lot to internalize in your average 22-minute episode, right? But the important thing is that by the age of 12, girls have already decided what appropriate gender roles look like for themselves. So if we want this, and we want to make it easy for them, we have to catch them while they're young. And we can't leave out the boys. Showing boys predominantly female archetypes when they're young helps promote and ingrain gender equality. But we have a problem. Women with swords are being replaced by shiny, happy people. Heroic fantasy is giving way to situational comedy and relationship-based situations where everybody gets along. And that's not how life works. We cannot wrap our children away from pain and from danger. We'd be doing them a disservice. And really, quite frankly, Everybody out there gets hurt, nobody's office gets along with each other, and you don't get a trophy just for showing up. We need women with swords and guns and frying pans. We need these women because they help us unlock our potential of who we can be, whether we're 6 or 60, and ingrain in us the possibility of a better life. We need heroes who look like us. I invite you to spend time with these women. Fight bad guys. Define who you are. You may just end up saving yourself. Thank you.
All I can say to that as the father of a daughter is, I agree.